So it's only a short drive for me from my house out to the state park. It's about 8 minutes in total, so pretty short for the most part. Not sure what I'm gonna find out there today. We had a massive storm that moved through yesterday, so there are, last I heard, over 500,000 people without power in our area. So that is a big number of people that are waking up to dark alarm clocks, snow showers, that kind of thing. So my heart goes out to them. I hope that they get their power restored. Fortunately, you know, Kim and I were spared. We did not lose our power overnight, not for any real length of time. You know, every now and then it would go out for a few seconds and then it would just click back on again. So for the most part, we weathered the storm just fine, but there are a ton of tree limbs and branches and things that are down because the winds were just unbelievably strong. It moved in quick and it really moved out fairly quick. It only took about, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes or so for the storm to pass. But during that 40 minutes, oh boy, that was something else. That wind was just knocking branches down, uprooting trees. It was just insane. So just in our area, it's probably, you know, we had maybe 60-mile-an-hour winds, which is pretty strong. But there are some areas around the state of Michigan where they were reporting, you know, winds up to 80 miles an hour. I mean, my goodness, that is like tornado winds right there. So anyway, we were pretty spared of all of that, but I'm not sure what's going to happen out at the state park where there's a big tree down right there. I'll try to capture maybe a shot of it on my way back, but that tree actually split. It split in half, it looks like, so part of it just fell to the ground. So that's really sad. That's really unfortunate because there's not much you're going to be able to do there other than to cut it up. Not like you can just prune off a couple of limbs when it splits all the way down the trunk. That's just crazy. So I don't know what I'm going to find out here. I have no plan to run the island because that'll be way too muddy. So I'm just going to stay out on the main trail, which is dirt. And it's not that part of it. And, you know, it goes from dirt to concrete, or not concrete, but blacktop pavement, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to stay on the dirt portion of it. And it's only about 10 minutes in one direction before I'd have to turn around. But I figured 10 minutes down, 10 minutes back, that's 20 minutes. Do that 3 times and I got an hour, right? So that's kind of the plan. I'm wearing some new socks today. They're like full-length socks, which I love to wear out here when I'm doing the trail work because, you know, oftentimes, and I didn't know, you know, if I was going to be able to run more of the rustic trails or not until I got out here and saw all those tree limbs down. So I know I'm not going to be able to do it out here. But, you know, I like to wear taller socks when I'm running, you know, the more rustic trails, especially just to keep all of the, you know, weeds and bugs and things like that off on my legs. Probably not going to have to contend with that too much if I stay on the main trail. But still, I got some really nice socks on. They're from Paka. They're made from alpaca wool, so they are temperature regulating socks. And it's still warm here, but it's not as warm as it has been. Yesterday, it was again up over 100 degrees Fahrenheit for the real feel. I think it was 95 degrees Fahrenheit straight up. So it was definitely hot yesterday. It's not that hot today, but it is really, really muggy. Oh my gosh, it feels like you could just wring the water out of the air today. That's just how muggy it feels. I just woke up feeling wet because we did have our windows open after the storm had passed, try to take advantage of that cooler air that came in behind it. But the trade-off was I woke up and everything kind of felt sticky and wet, so that's kind of uncomfortable. We'll have to turn the air back on and pull that all out of there. All right, I am getting close to where I'm going to park and get out on the trails and get this run in. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What a fun day, but I'm really looking, I don't know, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what things look like out here. Isn't that weird? Is that kind of weird? I don't know. I'm just curious, I guess. Curiosity is where I'm at. Just wondering what things are going to look like as far as limbs go. I've done this before where I've come out right after a storm and I've tried to run the more rustic trails, but I ended up leaping some of those fallen trees that come down over, or having to actually wade through tree limbs to get to the other side of a trail. So I don't Shouldn't have that issue today, being out on the main trail, but you never know. You never know. We got some pretty big trees along that main trail, and they could easily knock some limbs down in front of me. All right, enough about all that. I am turning into the park, and I'm going to get into this workout here in just a second. So I am trying to keep the train moving today because, as you guys know, as I announced in a previous video, I am a grandpa, and today, this morning, I'm going to go over and spend a little more time with my granddaughter. So I'm trying to get my workout in. I want to have enough time, you know, do all my mobility stuff ahead of time, come out here, run for, you know, an hour or so, head back, do my cool down stuff, and take a shower, and still get over there so that I can spend the maximum amount of time with baby Isla. She's just so sweet. Oh my gosh, there's just nothing like being a grandpa. I'm almost to the trailhead already, so I am just about ready to start my watch and get into this run. I won't be running the island, as I mentioned. I'm going to be staying out on the flats because I think the island's just going to be way too muddy, you know, for today. So whew, we'll be out on the loose gravel that's out here on what I'm going to call a 2-track. It's kind of a maintenance road that runs all the way around the lake. So I'm going to run up basically to the lake, turn around, run back, do that as many times as I feel like today before calling it quits. All right, enough about all that. I'm going to get a couple of drinks in before I get to the trailhead so I can get started on this workout. So I'm coming up to the bridge here, and this is where it turns into pavement. I think I'm going to keep going for now, just see how it goes, see what it feels like to run on the pavement. If I'm doing okay, and I'll continue that on around to the beach side of the lake before turning around. We'll see. I may have to run on the shoulder in the grass or something to hit that softer surface that I like. Oh, so coming up to a gated area, you know, bob and weave through here. I have been taking advantage of the shoulder of the road for that softer surface. Feels pretty good though. Just saw a couple of deer back there a little ways. It's always fun to see them. They were little ones, you know, fawns still in spots, full of energy. They were just bouncing across the road. Sorry I didn't get any footage of it. I couldn't get my GoPro around fast enough to try to catch them. Oh, maybe next time. Definitely are some down limbs, but nothing that's really got in my way at all. So either somebody got out here early and picked them up, or they just didn't get hit that bad right through this area anyway. So I made it off of that blacktop Tarby back onto the gravel, and it is harder to run in, but definitely softer on my feet. So I'm glad to have that. If I could have, you know, it would have been nice to have stayed on gravel the whole time. You know, the pavement, it wasn't bad. It did give me an indication because I haven't run on pavement in a while. You know what that was going to feel like. But it's definitely a lot more forgiving out here on this gravel path. Now, if I were running out to the island today, this is the path that I would take that I'm coming up on right now. See if I can get a shot of that for you. It's about, well, I think maybe a quarter of a mile back till you get to the island itself. I thought about running it